Today I'm going to be talking about my method for taking a new piece of wood and making it look aged or distressed. This new piece of wood, and as I looked at this older piece of wood that I have laying around, what is the process that an old piece of wood goes through to get it to give that, you know, that aged distress, that barnwood look that we're kind of looking for or whatever. There are other methods out there I've seen, but I have not seen one that I like as well as the one I'm going to show in this video. That's why I'm making this video. I have not seen it. That's not to say that I am a genius of some kind that came up with it, or that, you know, nobody else has thought of it. I just haven't seen it used. When I look at this old piece of wood, one of the things that we notice is, make sure I'm getting a good camera angle on. You see the grains in this wood, right? You can see the shadow from the light where I have the light shining on it. Those grains pop out because as the wood ages, there's a softer part of the wood and a harder part of the wood. So in a new piece of wood that we start out with, it's nice and, you know, solid. You can't see those, you can see the different color, but you can't feel the different grains because it's been sanded and it's smooth. So when we're talking about aging the wood, we're going to try and mimic this process the best that we can. So what I have found is to take a grinder, an angle grinder, and one of these brushes. This is a cup brush. They can be found at your hardware store, local hardware stores, like smaller stores have them, Home Depot, whatever. Get an angle grinder if you don't have one and you like how this video turns out and you want to do this and you don't have one of those. You can buy some cheaper ones at some of the discount stores or whatever. I'm a big fan of this DeWalt grinder. I'm not a fan of all DeWalt tools, but I do love these grinders. I've got a few. They seem to last really well. So I'm going to take this brush now, just so that you are aware, if you're not familiar with these brushes or using a grinder, there is a twisted wire or a knurled wire brush. That's a cup brush. This wire is too stiff and hard. It will not have the same effect. So I'm going to show you now what this process looks like. So it really doesn't take very long. If you're using a harder wood, this is a piece of pine, and it's, you know, as we know, it's a softer wood. If you have a piece of oak or something harder, this method does work. It just takes a little bit longer. But I'm going to show on the camera here that same angle so you can see the shadow. You can see where that wood is now has those grains pop out, and then down here where I didn't grind, it's smooth. Right, where I didn't use that brush. So right away, all those softer parts get worn down faster than the harder grains, right? So we can see those ridges. And so if we kind of put these two side by side or whatever, you can see how this new piece of wood now has that same kind of touch and feel as an older piece of wood. I really like the way that this turned out. In the next video, I will be showing how to stain this wood. I have a finished product, but I don't have time in this video. I like to keep these videos short. So if you're interested in how I get the look, then you can check out my next video. This is a piece of wood that I've all done, and I really like how these grains pop when this method is used and the look that it gives. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and it helps you in your project.